Before we begin this video, I just want to say that I made a mistake, and I made a lot of mistakes during the Chunin exam thing, and I just want to clarify for everyone that's going to be confused. These are the actual matchups, and I know I say different ones at the beginning, but in the end these are the matchups. I'm sorry if they're different from what I said last time, but I've lost my script and I really do not want to listen an hour of myself trying to find out what the matchups are, and I'm sorry, that's me being lazy, but I'm really tired and I need to make another video today to upload for the 6th of September. Anywho, hope you'll enjoy it and roll the intro. Welcome back, guys. This is THEKINGofWEEBS here, and this is what if Hashirama kept the Bijuu part 4. Yeah, definitely didn't have to check on YouTube. Yeah, so last time we left off with Naruto and Jiraiya actually deciding on training together. So Naruto was going to learn the Rasengan and the summoning jutsu, of course. Within this month of training, Naruto has trained hard and actually mastered the summoning jutsu within a few days. But now, it's been near enough a week, we'll say a week. So, 3 weeks left for Naruto to learn the Rasengan. Naruto is not in a rush, but he still wants to learn as fast as possible to test it out. Anywho, Naruto learns it within a week and a half. Or 2 weeks, we'll say 2 weeks, yeah. 2 weeks. And Naruto, for the next week, he spends his time sparring with Jiraiya and actually creating a bond with Jiraiya. Then Naruto says, Jiraiya, sensei, why do you fight? Why do you protect this village? What's so important about it? After all, these villages aren't all that, and I don't understand. In fact, I hate the villagers. They're the ones who... And basically Naruto's going into his little tantrum mode, and he's like, no, let's not go in there. Anywho, and basically Jiraiya's like, I love it. The only reason I do is because I've grown here. I've been born here. I was born here and I grew up here. Of course, I'm not sure if you grew up here, but you were born here. If you're born here, you should love the village. It doesn't matter of the villagers. The village didn't really do anything. I know, Naruto, I know a lot about you. I know that you're in the Akatsuki. But if you were in the Akatsuki, why do I not want to capture you? And that is because I feel guilty. I do not want to capture you because it's my fault you're in the Akatsuki. Naruto is perplexed. He's like, what do you mean? Then Naruto asks, what do you mean? You know I'm in the Akatsuki, then why are you training me? You know I'm against the tail beast. Tell me, Jiraiya sensei. I know I can't kill you. If I even try, I'm going to get killed myself. And I don't want that to happen, especially because I don't want to fight you. I don't want to kill you. I've created a bond with you and I don't want to destroy it. So, tell me why it's your fault. I don't believe it's your fault. It's all mine fault. I was too weak-minded. Now that I think back to it, if I was stronger, maybe, just maybe, I wouldn't be in this position. I wouldn't be in the position of me being against the village and against all the Jinchuriki. The Jinchuriki should be in harmony, in my opinion. But now, I've gone too far to come back. So there's no way of me redeeming myself after this. I'll be put in jail for the rest of my life. Especially because Danzo, that snake, I've heard a lot about him. He does so many things, so many shady things, and he gets away with them. But I know he'll be the one to make me go jail for the rest of my life. Now tell me, explain, I'm perplexed. Why is it your fault? And basically Jiraiya then goes on explaining and tells him the whole truth. He tells him who his father is, who his mother is, and that they died protecting him. And the only reason they sealed the tail beast away inside of him is because he was the only one capable to keep the tail beast, half of the tail beast. And Minato even sealed only half of it, just because he didn't want his son to go through the burden of carrying the whole Nine-Tails. And even though he sealed only half of it in himself, he still sealed literally a tail beast inside of himself and inside his son because he believed in him. And basically then Naruto, literally his eyes were watering and he's like, the fourth was my father, and my mother was the Jinchuriki. But who did this? And basically Jiraiya then says, according to my information, it was it was someone really strong. Apparently, from what I've learnt over these years of hard work and intelligent stealth ninja tactics, yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, he doesn't say that, but he says that throughout his research, basically he actually went around to the survivors of the attack, and some actually stated that the Nine-Tails didn't have his normal eyes, not the fox eyes, but Sharingan eyes, and then he understood why the Uchiha were actually blamed for the attack, and there were conspiracies that were going around that the Uchiha clan did it, but it is what it is. And so Naruto now understood everything, even though he was heartbroken that he hated the fourth Hokage for all this time, but the fourth Hokage was his father, believed in him, and even went on to give only the half of the Nine-Tails, only half of it, and sealing half of it inside himself because he didn't want to burden his son. It really moved him, but Naruto says, even so, I've gone too far. There's no way there's no way of me returning to the village. There's no way. I cannot believe that I could do it. I would be too embarrassed, and not only that, I'm pretty sure I'll have to go through all that hatred all over again. I don't want to. I'm sorry, Jiraiya sensei, or should I say father. And basically he says father with a smile in his face, but of course it was a painful smile. And then basically says, well, I guess this is goodbye. Our 1 month is over. I know it's been short, but for me it was the best time in my life, and I hope you have a good life. And I will not continue serving the Akatsuki, you can be sure of that, but I'll be there for intel. I'll be giving you intel, but we'll never meet again. I cannot put you in danger. And if you came up to me to capture a tail beast, don't worry, father. I'll make sure to kill the Akatsuki member. And if that happens, I'll have to leave then. So I'll try my best to give you information over the next 3 years. And then Jiraiya's that, what do you mean? Well, not 3 years, actually 2 years and a half. And basically Naruto explains that their mission will actually begin in 2 years and a half. And Naruto has that much to train. And Naruto will give them more information, because Naruto wants to find out more about the Akatsuki. And Jiraiya's that, no, Naruto, you'll be staying in the village after this. I will not let you I will not allow you to go back. And Naruto says, don't worry, I'll come back and I'll apologize to everyone for all the pain I've caused the Jinchuriki, especially since they're the ones who actually fought me in the land of waves. But if I were to die within this time, I just want to say that you changed me, and I love you for that. Anywho, I'm going. I cannot stay here any longer. I'm not sure. The Akatsuki might be spying on me. I've seen someone follow me once, and it was Zetsu, one of the Akatsuki members. I really don't understand what his abilities are, but they're really different from any other abilities I've ever seen. I'll give you more information when I get some. Anywho, I'll see you. And basically Naruto, right before he was about to go, in teary eyes, Jiraiya said, no, Naruto, please, listen. We still have 3 days. I need to see something. And basically Naruto goes with Jiraiya, and Jiraiya actually takes him to a forest and says, this should be far enough. And basically slams his hand into the ground and basically is able to go to Mount Myoboku with Naruto. Yes, Naruto's gone to Mount Myoboku for the next 3 days and will come back later. And then, he'll come back like right before his the exam begins. And Jiraiya's taking him here to actually to make Naruto go confront the Nine-Tails, because Jiraiya believes that Naruto's he's strong enough to beat the Nine-Tails, and the only reason he's saying that is because Naruto's abilities are beyond normal abilities. He could be considered as a Kage level fighter. Yes, he could put up a good fight against Jiraiya if he went all out, and if he can put up a good fight against Jiraiya, old Hiruzen would stand no chance against Jiraiya. If you think of it, no, actually, no, we cannot say that for sure, because Hiruzen had to verse the nerfed first Hokage and the second Hokage. But I'll say that Hiruzen would put up a pretty hard fight, and I'm pretty sure the third Hokage wouldn't leave that fight without missing an arm or two. Anywho, yeah, so Naruto actually goes to Mount Myoboku and actually gets the key to his cage, and Jiraiya actually was with him. Yes, Naruto was actually able to take Jiraiya. I'll say this is just for plot convenience. I'm really sorry if this is a bit weird for you guys. But Naruto goes to the cage in front of him, but Jiraiya's link was actually distorted and Jiraiya was gone. But before Jiraiya disappeared, he said, "I believe in you, Naruto. Naruto, I believe in you. You're my son. I've trained you myself, even though it wasn't for too long. I believe in you," and basically disappears. And Naruto now is left alone with the Nine-Tails, and basically now the Nine-Tails, of course, is like, "Naruto, you're here. What do you need? Tell me. I'll do anything. Naruto, do you need help? Do you want me to give you help?" And Naruto's like, "Shut up, you damn fox, and just listen to me. Tell me who my father is. I want to know. Are you being serious when you were telling me it was fourth?" And basically now he got confirmation from both Jiraiya and the Nine-Tails, and basically Naruto's like, "Alright then, I believe in you," and basically smiles for the first time in front of the Nine-Tails. And the Nine-Tails actually, even though it wasn't too visible, he actually sheds a tear, because after all these years Naruto is finally back to the happy-go-lucky kid. Basically he can feel Naruto's happy presence inside Naruto, but now it's gone, and he believes that Naruto's gone back to his happy side. But Naruto's not done yet. Naruto then says, "You said you'll give me chakra, remember?" And the Nine-Tails like, "Oh yeah, of course, I'll give you any chakra you want. What do you want? What do you want?" And we see Naruto's like, "No, you will not give me chakra unless I earned it. We'll fight right now." And basically Naruto pulled up his jumper and actually unsealed the Nine-Tails. Yes, he actually opened the seal. And just saying, Naruto actually has the key to the gate, because Jiraiya actually allowed him to have it. And of course the Naruto says, "I won't go easy, remember, Naruto." And Naruto says, "I don't want you to." And basically the Nine-Tails then slams the door open. Even though he doesn't want to hurt Naruto, he did say he won't go easy, and Naruto accepted. And of course they start fighting. Of course, as usual, Naruto would get obliterated at this age, but remember, he's actually a bit stronger than the normal Naruto and the normal Genin. He's actually an S-rank shinobi, considered as a Kage level fighter, and all Akatsuki members. And Naruto's actually now, since he actually got that little training, even a little training was more than enough for Naruto to catch up with the things that he's missed out during the missions that he used to do. But of course he doesn't do them anymore, because now he's in the Chunin Exams, and he trained with Obito, Kisame and everyone. Even Itachi trained him. Anywho, Naruto was able to put up an amazing fight until he's actually started losing control, because the Naruto's outside his cage, and he's letting out a lot of chakra, which is making Naruto actually start going into his tail beast form, until Naruto, Jiraiya even couldn't stop it anymore. Jiraiya didn't have enough, he didn't have a stronger ceiling tag. Naruto's already at 5 tails. Yes, that's how fast Naruto's transformation was, especially because of all the anger Naruto was keeping in over these years. He actually came out all at once. Anywho, now Jiraiya couldn't do it, and he actually started making a stronger seal as soon as possible. But right before it, Naruto's transformation actually stopped, because two silhouettes actually appeared, two chakra bodies appeared, and one of them actually ran up to the boy. And just saying, now they're actually in the dimension where Naruto met Kushina. Yes, it's a different dimension. I don't even know what that was. Was that limbo? I don't know. Anywho, of course, both Minato and Kushina actually arrived, and the Kushina was hugging Naruto, crying, and Naruto in her arms was actually crying because he just felt a deep connection with this woman, and he doesn't even know why he has this connection, but is what is, and he felt sad once she hugged him, and basically even the other dude who was with them actually came in for a hug, and basically Naruto's like, why am I crying? I don't even know you guys. And basically Minato then says, of course you wouldn't, you're still young, Naruto. Well, sorry. And basically Naruto's like, wait, you're the fourth? And basically the fourth Hokage actually tells him, well, Naruto and Minato and Kushina actually start talking to each other, and this time Kushina doesn't have to use her little bit of chakra that she has in Naruto to actually bind the Nine-Tails with her chakra chains, which even shortened the time because Kushina was using her chakra fast, and now they were actually talking, and Chromo's just there sitting down saying, finally this kid understands everything. Anywho, Naruto had his little reunion, and they spent a bit of time, at least half an hour, just talking to each other about life, and basically Minato and Kushina literally regretting everything because now they made Naruto's life miserable, and he's even in the Akatsuki. And then basically Minato changes up the tone. He says, I'm sorry, but I really didn't want to ruin the moment, but I have to tell you something, Naruto. You are the child of prophecy, and I believe you are. And one more thing, 12 years ago, or nearly 13 years ago, the Nine-Tails wasn't the one who really attacked the village. It was the masked man known as Madara Uchiha. He actually put the Nine-Tails under a genjutsu. And basically Naruto already said, or I already know, well, Naruto said, I know about the Nine-Tails not being the true attacker, but what do you mean the masked man? And basically Minato said that he was wearing a mask with an orange mask, and Naruto recognized that description. He's like, you mean Obito? And basically Naruto said that out of nowhere, and he's because Naruto actually knows about Obito's true identity. Of course Obito would have told him, and Naruto's a loyal guy, but of course now he's back to his normal self, and he's a bit more knuckle-headed, and he's an idiot. And he said Obito out loud, and Minato and Kushina's eyes widen, and basically Kushina's like, wait, Minato, didn't you say Obito died? She died. Wait, no, Obito died 13 years ago, a year before Naruto was born. That's right? You know. And basically of course Minato's like, according to Kakashi and Rin, Obito did die, but I don't understand. If Obito's alive now, he must have been the one who attacked. But why? Why didn't he just come back to the village? And basically, at this moment, Minato's time actually started running out. Same as Kushina's, but before they left, well, before Minato actually disappeared, he wished his son good luck against the Nine-Tails. And basically, Naruto actually unlocked a new ability, but of course, he told him to, he warned him about the masked man and to be careful about him, and Kushina just hugged him one more time. And as soon as they disappeared, Naruto had one little a tear dropping from his eyes, and then basically came back to his senses and basically smiled at the Nine-Tails and said, let's get this over with. Understood, Nine-Tails? Are you ready? And basically the Nine-Tails is like, I was born ready. And basically, of course, they begin the fight, and Naruto's going all out, but then he actually makes a clone, and the clone actually goes behind Naruto. And basically Kuromo's like, why would the clone go behind you? And Naruto said, you'll see why. And as soon as Naruto said that, the clone actually screamed, and let out a few chakra chains. Yes, Naruto learned the Uzumaki chakra chains, and was actually able to, this ability has been, well, a lot of people asked for this ability to be learned by Naruto, and I haven't really implemented it in too many what ifs, never in any of my what ifs, but now I am. Don't ask me why. And I know some people may be like, oh no, you only get the chakra chains if you're full Uzumaki. Allow it, man, just allow it. Anywho, now Naruto was actually able to stop the Nine-Tails, and the Nine-Tails realized that these chains are much stronger than Kushina's for some reason, and this is only because Naruto's actually a stronger ninja than Kushina. Yes, he's an S rank Shinobi Hitokage level fighter. Kushina would stand no chance against Naruto. I know she's a strong Shinobi, but there's no way. She's a strong Kunoichi, but there's no way she can beat Naruto. Anywho, now Naruto that has the Nine-Tails binded actually started extracting its chakra, and basically the Nine-Tails actually broke out the chains and said, even though they're stronger than Kushina's, it doesn't mean that I won't be able to break out of them. You're just a beginner. You won't be. They might be stronger than Kushina's, but you can't keep them up for long, can you? 10-second max. And basically Naruto's clone actually disappeared as well, and Naruto realized that he's running a low on chakra, and basically well, he realized that there's no way of beating the Nine-Tails if he doesn't use his all his techniques, and Naruto actually uses the Rasengan, which actually pushes back the Nine-Tails a bit, and was actually able to pull out a bit of his soul, you know, his chakra. And then Naruto realized if he had the stronger technique similar to the Rasengan, maybe he would be able to beat the Nine-Tails. But then the Nine-Tails started creating the Tail Beast Bomb, and basically Naruto, seeing how big the Tail Beast Bomb is, he's like, let me try this. And basically what he done is that he created a massive not Rasengan, not Rasen Shuriken. I was about to say Rasen Shuriken. He created a massive Rasengan and slammed it on the Nine-Tails. And with the other clones, what he did is that he actually made 100 clones, which they all bashed into the first one with the Rasengan. So the Rasengan would be absorbed with the mass, like from the smaller Rasengans would be absorbed by the massive Rasengan and become even stronger, and they would get pushed. They will all create a chain effect of a push, and Kurama will get pushed backwards while his chakra would get drained. And Naruto was actually able to do that even without the Rasen Shuriken, which he needed in the original. Naruto literally did the same effect just with 100 clones bashing into each other with a Rasengan, and that was more than enough force to actually push back the Nine-Tails when Naruto pulls out all of his chakra. And the Nine-Tails realize that Naruto is no joke, and Naruto says, thank you, Nine-Tails. I'm really grateful for all you've done for me. And one more thing, what is your name? And basically the Nine-Tails are like, oh, why do you assume I have a name? Everyone calls me Nine-Tails, so shouldn't you? And Naruto says, everyone has a name, and if you don't, I'll give you one. And basically Kurama's like, I do have a name. I don't really tell many people. Not many people know except for my father, and I guess my brothers and sisters. But I'll make an exception for you. My name is Kurama Naruto. Kurama, and I am the Nine-Tails. Nice to meet you. And basically Naruto says nice to meet you too, and they both smile at each other. And basically Naruto's been smiling for a while now, but well, he started smiling a lot now. Anywho, now Naruto actually comes back, and basically Jiraiya was actually was surprised why Naruto went from 5 tails back to 1 tails in just a normal cloak. And basically the Sage Toad actually came feeding this old chakra. He actually came with Gamabunta and everyone, and basically he's like, leave the kid alone. Yeah, I know what's going on in there, and there's nothing bad, understood? And basically Jiraiya wasn't able to actually seal Naruto's chakra because the elder sage is like, nah fam, I know what's going on. He's fine. Leave him be. And the only reason he did that is because the elder sage could actually feel 2 different chakras actually inside Naruto, other than him, his chakra and the Nine-Tails chakra. And he's like, if the kid stopped his transformation to the full Nine-Tails, there must be a reason. And basically the elder sage is like, leave him alone, leave the kid be. And he's like, the only reason he's doing this is because he believes in the kid too. He's the child of prophecy. If the 4th Hokage, who was considered the child of prophecy, gave his life up for this kid, and Jiraiya believes he's the child of prophecy who learned the Rasengan in a week and a half or 2 weeks, yeah, that's kind of impressive. So of course the elder sage actually trusts Naruto, and Naruto then opens his eyes and he actually goes into KCM. Jiraiya, who was seeing this, he was completely flabbergasted, gobsmacked, annihilated. His brain went from smart to meltdown. You know what I mean? And just saying, if you guys see a change in my mood, is because yesterday it was 1 a.m. when I was recording the last little bit of this, the last 2 seconds, the last 5 minutes here. But now it's in the morning and I am gassed, I am ready. I was so tired yesterday. Anywho, now Naruto says, amazing. I'm just saying, this is no KCM 1 thing, yeah? This is KCM 2. Kurama was put down. No, not that way, but still, was put down. Down. Anywho, Kurama was like, what the? That kid just beat me. I wasn't even trying. And Kurama really wasn't trying, to be honest. He wasn't holding too much back. Especially because he didn't get to use any tail beast bombs. Since basically Naruto got the chakra chains. I don't even know how he did that. Anywho, plot convenience. Just saying. Anyways, now Naruto that has KCM says, hey, look, Jiraiya Sensei. Look. And Jiraiya's like, I'm looking. This immense amount of power. Where are you getting this from? And Naruto's like, this is the Nine-Tails' power. This guy is sick. Look how strong he is. And basically, and then Jiraiya says, wait. How about we have a race? Let's see how fast you're now. And basically, Jiraiya is going to use Sage Mode too. He's actually gone into Sage Mode, Imperfect one. And Naruto's like, what's this? And Jiraiya says, this is Sage Mode. I haven't mastered it yet, since I don't have the time. But I believe you could master it easily, since you're a prodigy. And Naruto's like, I won't master it if you don't. Anyways, let's begin. And basically, Jiraiya has Mountain Power on him as well to increase his speed. And they begin. Of course, they run around the whole of Mount Myoboku. And Naruto actually returns within 30 seconds, while Jiraiya comes back within a minute. Jiraiya took a minute to run around the whole of Mount Myoboku, and Naruto took 30 seconds. That's how fast Naruto's gotten, thanks to KCM. If Naruto was in his base form, it would have took him at least 13 minutes, I'll say. So, Naruto's 13 times faster. Allow it. He's too OP. And just saying, this is not KCM 1, this is KCM 2. KCM 2. You know what I mean? Man got the cloak and everything, but then he actually goes out of it because it was his first link with the Nine-Tails. And I know it wasn't literally linked, but still, it was his first time going to KCM 2, which was actually really exhausting, and Naruto's breathing heavily. But then Jiraiya arrived and says, amazing Naruto, you came half a minute before me. Amazing, just too impressive. Anywho, now Jiraiya says, you should take a break. You're more than strong enough to become Chunin. You could even go up against some of the Akatsuki members. And Naruto says, no, I cannot. Even with KCM 2, I'm not sure. There are some abilities I don't even know about that the Akatsuki members have. For example, Kisame. I don't know much about him. All I know he's one of the 7 ninja swordsmen of the mist. Itachi Uchiha. All I know is that he massacred his whole clan, which is pretty impressive. And he has the Mangekyo Sharingan. And Tobi, Obito, the masked man. And basically, Jiraiya says, Obito Uchiha. And just saying, Jiraiya knows about him, you know, because he was a Minato student. Minato did still talk to him back in the days. Anywho, now, Naruto's like, yeah, all I know, he has a Sharingan, but I'm not sure what his abilities are. But one of them is that he can walk through things, and if you try to attack him, you'll just go through him. But I already know his weakness. Whenever he's trying to attack you, he becomes tangible. So for example, imagine he's trying to attack you. He's so close to killing you, just touching you in the head, going through your head and then materializing. His hand will be through your head. Right before he does that, he becomes he becomes tangible. So you can just punch him or even kill him at that moment. But you need to be fast. I'm pretty sure fast as lightning, or you'll never be able to get him. Anywho, after this, Naruto and Jiraiya return from Mount Myoboku, and Naruto says, hey Jiraiya Sensei, can you teach me Sage Mode one day? And basically Jiraiya is like, of course, we can train together, so then I can master as well, since I don't want to be left behind. Then basically Naruto's like, yeah, sure. And then the next 3 days, Naruto spends them on his own, pretty much because Jiraiya had to leave for a mission, and he said he'll try to come back to see his fights, but of course it'll be hard since he has been working quite a bit, and he still needs to keep working for the village. Anywho, now Naruto is actually walking around the village on his own, and he's looking around. He's looking on what's going on and everything, and he's like, interesting. And just saying, he's actually transformed here with and basically then he bumps into Shikamaru again. You know, Shikamaru is the female here. Yes, so and Shikamaru's like, oh, it's you. So you finish your training? And Naruto says, yeah. And how about you? And Shikamaru's like, yeah, I'm taking a 3-day break before the Chunin exam so I can be fully prepared. And Naruto's like, oh, good for you. Anywho, I gotta go. And Naruto goes off, and Shikamaru actually follows Naruto to then find out Naruto is actually gone to the Hokage Hokage faces. He's actually climbed up there, and he's on top of the 4 Hokage's one, and he kind of shed a tear, but it was a happy one because now he knows the truth, and he smiled. And basically Naruto is not even in his transformation anymore. He actually went off because he really doesn't care, because no one really comes up here, and if they do, he'll just body flick away. And just saying, Shikamaru is actually really good at hiding her presence, and that's the only reason Naruto didn't notice her. And Naruto, I know, really has his censoring abilities are amplified thanks to the Nine-Tails link, but Naruto's not using KCM or anything right now, so it is what it is. And he's just there, basically, he sorry, so basically he's just there thinking of his parents, how they gave their lives up just for him, and now they're pretty much gone. And yeah, he was happy, but then Shikamaru realized who this was, and he was like, wait, what? Didn't he hate the full Hokage? And basically she was confused. Then she's like, and then basically Naruto actually got up. He said no more, and basically he body flickered away, and Shikamaru thought that she was caught, but it's not true. Naruto actually initiated something and went to the third Hokage to actually tell him about what happened 12 years ago. And he realized that the third Hokage should be should know about this. And you know how the fourth didn't know about Naruto. The third didn't know about Naruto, even though he did. Itachi told him, but Naruto thought that he didn't know. He actually went in there in his transformation and asked to speak to the Hokage privately, and the Hokage's like, yeah, sure. And basically they went out, and Naruto took him to the fourth Hokage's statue, well, not statue, the stone face, and then told him everything, and transformed into his normal self, and actually smiled for the first time and in a while. And Hiruzen then basically he didn't really start crying or anything, but he was really sad and said he was sorry. It's because of him. If he just maybe raised him himself, it would have turned out better. But then Naruto says, no, it's fine. It's I've turned out the best possible way I could have. I learned so much over these years, and I'll be returning to the Akatsuki soon, but not to fulfill my dream to destroy the village or to capture all the tail beasts and get rid of the Nine-Tails, but to annihilate them from the inside. I'll destroy them from the inside before they can even notice it. I'll try killing all the members myself, but you guys cannot get involved, and protect the tail beasts at all costs, understood? And basically then Jiraiya says, Hiruzen then says, well then I'll have to let you know about Itachi Uchiha. And Naruto's like, what do you mean? Like, he was confused, but then Hiruzen explained everything, and yeah, Naruto understood why Itachi was always like, was so cautious. Like, when Naruto wanted to go to the Chunin exams, he's like, why, and whatever. So now Naruto understood, and he understood why Itachi actually killed his own clan. It was all to protect his little brother, and he thought that Itachi was an amazing man, and so that, a kind soul. And basically after this, Naruto then tells the Hiruzen that they should not get involved with any Akatsuki matters, because he will take care of it. And then Hiruzen's like, why? We cannot allow you to go back. And basically Naruto says, if I don't go back, the Akatsuki will come here themselves. Do you really think you can protect all the tail beasts? Especially with the Akatsuki having 10 S rank Kage level, Bijuu level fighters. And basically, he reasons that. Alright then. And basically, just saying, Rin is still in the village, just saying. So Rin will come in clutch during some bits of this wife, even though I hate her, she... whatever. So, now, Naruto is back in his little hotel room, but this time, he actually decides to get ready and go train on his own for the last day, and then the last... oh well, for one more day, and the last day he takes a break. Anywho, Naruto prepared himself and went off to a little hill, behind the hill, and whatever, and he started training until he actually got paralyzed for some reason. And just saying, Naruto wasn't even in his transformation, and it was Shikamaru. Shikamaru asks, "What are you doing here?" And basically Naruto says, "What do you want, Shikamaru?" Or should I say, Eight Tails Jinchuriki. And basically, Shikamaru then says, "I'll ask you a question, you answer or you die." And Naruto says, "Do you really think you can kill me?" And Shikamaru's like, "Don't you want to test it out?" And of course, they were kind of pissed at each other. No, not pissed. They were, well, Naruto really didn't want to fight. He doesn't know why Shikamaru wants to fight in the first place, while Shikamaru needs to find out why Naruto is in here. And yeah, basically then Naruto says, "Let me go. I have no business with you. Just go away." And basically Shikamaru is like, "I cannot let you go since you're not telling me why." And basically Naruto says, "I'll tell you why if you're able to beat me in the Chunin exams, alright? Now go away." And just saying, Naruto is versing Tsuki in the Chunin exams, I'm pretty sure. Tsuki versus Naruto, Shikamaru versus Temari as always. Wait, yeah, no, wait, 1 minute. Oh no, I forgot the fights. Wait, guys, I forgot them. I don't have the script anymore. Whatever, I'll just remake them. I'll just say it's Naruto versus Tsuki, and then is Lee versus Sasuke. Yeah, Lee versus Sasuke. Those were original. Then the Sakura beat Ino. There was no double knockout. Guys, help. Wait. 1 minute. Wait. Yeah. No. Wait. Allow it. Bun it. It's Naruto versus Tsuki, Sasuke versus Lee. Then is Shikamaru versus Temari, and Shino versus Sakura. Allow it. I don't really care about the fights. It's all about the attack afterwards, because that's the real juicy bits. Anywho, Naruto trains. Naruto just tells her that if she can beat him, he will tell her everything from part 1 of his story. Anywho. But of course, Shikamaru doesn't want that, and she wants to find out now. And of course, Naruto then says, "Well, I'm giving you an offer, and if you don't take it, it's too bad for you, because I'm not gonna let you do anything to me now." And basically, Shikamaru's like, "Can you not see you're in my shadow possession shadow binding?" And Naruto's like, "Oh really? Are you sure about that? Do you really want to test me? And do you want to try me?" And then Shikamaru's like, "Go on then, do it. I dare you to do anything." And basically Naruto's like, "Alright, cool." And then what he does then is that he actually goes into his KCM, just KCM, not KCM2. KCM is more than enough to break out of the shadow binding. And just saying, Shikamaru's not even using too much chakra there. And she was gobsmacked. She was like, "What the how?" And basically then Naruto says, "Oh, you see, you cannot beat me, and you didn't take my offer, so I'm not gonna tell you anything, even if you beat me in the Chunin exams," which is kind of far-fetched. There's no way you can. Anywho, I'm gonna go now. Oh, just saying. It's not Shikamaru versus Temari. It's actually Shikamaru versus Hinata, because Hinata obliterated Neji. Allow it, guys. Allow it. Anywho, I remembered them. Anywho, Naruto stopped this training and just went home and rested the whole day. The next day, and the Chunin exams begin. Naruto's fight is first, and it's basically Naruto versus Naruto versus Tsuki. And Tsuki then says, well, of course, they don't know it's Naruto. Even Tsuki doesn't know, except for Shikamaru, and Shikamaru does want to tell Tsuki, but she doesn't know why Naruto is here, and she doesn't want to jump to conclusions, so she just keeps it secret. And Naruto didn't seem to be here for the Jinchuriki, because if he was, he would have taken them already, because there's no way the Jinchurikis would have been expecting it, and there's no way Naruto would do it right at the end. The best time he should have done it was in the Forest of Death, but he didn't do anything. And why would he do it in the finals, since there's so many Jonins, 2 Kages, and so many Anbus around there? It would be just stupid, and she knows that Naruto's not that stupid. Anywho, the fight begins, and Tsuki takes the initiative because she knows that this guy was able to take out Choji easily, and Choji is the 5-tails Jinchuriki, even though he wasn't using his full power. Being able to take out a Jinchuriki so fast is something remarkable. And Tsuki, what she does is that she actually blitzes Naruto by actually increasing her speed and agility with some tail beast chakra cloak, and Naruto was like mad already, and then she's like, I'm not gonna hold anything back, and basically punches Naruto in the face. But then Naruto poofs, and basically Naruto then says, not holding anything back, you say? Then why are you not in your full tail beast form, huh? Are you trying to mock me? Just saying. In 1 minute, I shall take you down if you don't go in your full tail beast form. And she's like, I cannot go in my tail beast form in this area. It'll destroy everything. And Naruto says, not that one. The one with 6 tails. You know the one I'm talking about. I'm sure you used it before. And Tsuki realizes that this kid ain't no joke, and he knows too much, so she wants to put him out as fast as possible. And she actually does what he tells her to do, and Naruto now finally gets to test out his true strength without using any tail beast chakra, just his normal strength. Naruto was able to dodge Tsuki, who was actually tryharding, and then Tsuki turns purple to actually slither towards Naruto. And what I mean by slither is because she's actually in a acid form now, and Naruto realizes that this is dangerous and this must be her acid form, because he knows that Saiken, the 6 tails, gives acid, and his little Keke Genkai is basically acid release or something. And what Naruto does is that he actually jumps up in the air, and what he does is that he creates 100 clones, which all have Rasengans in them. Well, not in them. They all have a Rasengan in their hand, and they all head down towards Tsuki. And Tsuki's like, what are you trying to do? And basically creates a tail beast bomb, which actually she blasts off into the air and destroys most of the clones, at least 90 of them. There's only 10 plus original Naruto, and the tail beast bomb actually explodes in the air. It's like, it was a bit of a firework. They're showing off a bit, but then Naruto actually teleports towards her, and the only reason I say teleport is because he's a sick body flicker user. And basically Naruto already has a Rasengan in his hand, and basically shoves it into her face and says, you're too slow to be a Jinchuriki. And basically Tsuki's like, what do you mean I'm too slow? And basically Tsuki still got blasted in the face. She still stood up, and she's still in her tail beast form, and Naruto says, you couldn't even keep up with me in your tail beast form. How do you think you can beat me? And Tsuki's like, I'm not even trying, and basically already in front of him, and Tsuki's using her full power now. Naruto realizes that if he gets hit now, he's gone. And what he does is that he gets hit on purpose, but he actually turns into feathers, blue feathers, to show his sadness and freedom. And of course Tsuki's like, I've seen this before. But as soon as she says this, she's actually knocked out cold by Naruto. Naruto was actually able to Rasengan her on the back of the head, and she's out. Tsuki lost. She's back in her normal state, and the Hyuga were actually, pretty salty about this, because not only did Hinata lose, but Neji lost and Tsuki lost in the finals. And guys, I'm so sorry if I can't remember what happened in the preliminaries, but I hope you all forgive me. But it is what it is. I'm pretty sure you guys are still liking the wife. If you don't, I'm sorry. Anywho, it's just that it's been a while, and I'm busy with school as well, and I'm really tired over these days, and I delete scripts because I don't have much space on my phone. Once I get the iPad, I'm going to keep all my scripts, because there's going to be a lot of space that there is in it. And just saying, if anyone is wondering, what do you mean you delete your scripts and you record on your phone? Yes, I record everything on my phone. Everything's done on my phone. Editing, recording, uploading, making thumbnails. Every single thing is done on my phone. So it's pretty hard for me to keep up with everything. And there are a lot of series going on right now, which is actually a drag, to be honest. I mean, I've dug my own thing hole, and I've literally jumped into it. Anywho, now the second fight was actually a bit more interesting than this one, because Naruto was literally just avoiding most of Tsuki's hit, but this one's going to be a lot more taijutsu based. And just saying, something that went I didn't mention here is that something went down behind the scenes, and it was Orochimaru. Orochimaru still bit Sasuke like in the original, and something that he did do is that he actually went to Sasuke during his training. Once he actually finished his training with the Kakashi, yes, he finished it much earlier. Remember, Sasuke is actually a faster learner here, especially because he's a Jinchuriki. Don't ask me why. It's for plot convenience. Sasuke actually realized that Orochimaru is stronger than Kakashi, and he actually wants to help Sasuke get stronger to beat and kill Itachi with his own hands. And just saying, Sasuke actually joined Orochimaru early here, and he is willing to destroy the village if he meant that he would get stronger while Orochimaru kills the third Hokage. And he's like, yeah, sure, whatever. And of course they will put all the Jinchurikis out before that. And yeah, so Sasuke is actually in this, and he's actually going to destroy the village with the Orochimaru and then leave, which is actually way different from the original. I know a lot of you weren't expecting this, and you were like, what's gonna happen? Yeah, I'm just saying, I got this idea in the shower. Don't ask me why. And I got a new idea in the shower today as well. No, a few days ago. And today I just got a massive plot, but I want to do it, but at the same time I don't want to do it yet. And I want to do it before someone else does it. I'm not sure if someone did it, and I will tell you guys in a poll. I know I'm blabbing on here, I'm sorry. Anywho, now Lee and Sasuke begin their fight. Lee actually starts off with just normal taijutsu and going into his third gate. Sixth gate. Yes, he goes sixth gate straight away because he doesn't want to waste any time and wants to finish this quick. And especially because Tsuki got beaten, someone that he actually hung out with, and Tsuki's his friend, and he wants to get revenge. Not revenge, he just wants to fight the person that was able to beat Tsuki so easily, and Naruto wasn't even trying there. If you think about it, Naruto has a lot more techniques up his sleeve. Like, he didn't even use his all he used is Rasengan, Body Flicker, and his Substitution Jutsu and Shadow Clones. That's 4 jutsus. While Tsuki used Acid Release, Turbo Beast Form, Turbo Beast Bomb, which is multi-continental. I think that's a word, right? If it's not, it's a word now. It's the word of the Dark Lord Dictionary of Oxford Circus, and South England and North England and East London. Yeah, yeah, you cannot mess with me. Anyways, now Sasuke and Lee begin their fight, and Sasuke realizes that Lee's in his 6th gate and he's a dangerous opponent, so he goes into his little fire cloak, and is fighting Lee. Lee cannot keep up with this fire cloak because every time he punches it he gets burnt, and Sasuke, even though he doesn't have a stronger tail beast than Lee, he actually has a Sharingan to keep up with his movements. And Sasuke is actually way faster here, especially because that little cloak gives him a boost. And even though Lee has lava release, Sasuke actually has a hot fire that can actually seal as well. Yes, Sasuke has learned that, and he's sealing Lee's movements. Not sealing, he actually made these seals that make once they're on people, it makes them slower, and it decreases their speed, and he's doing it every time he punches Lee. And even though Lee gets his speed decreased, his speed is so high that even with Sasuke beating him, Sasuke always decreasing his speed, it's getting hard for Lee. It's still hard for Sasuke because Lee's still fast. Anywho, Lee then realizes that Sasuke is a dangerous opponent, and he goes into his full tail state, just like Tsuki. Not the full tail beast link transformation, no, not that. Just when Naruto, like Naruto's full tail cloak, yeah, in full tails, and he's about to destroy Sasuke, but then Sasuke actually pulls off something new that he actually learned with Kakashi, and he actually used the Chidori to actually stab Lee at the back, and he actually paralyzed him. And the only reason he was able to do that is because he had the clone in front of Lee, and Lee destroyed it, and it was the lightning cloak, which actually paralyzed him for 3 seconds. But then Sasuke actually stabbed him on the back, and he was fully paralyzed, and he actually went off his tail beast form. And Sasuke pretty much won the fight because he's not even in his tail beast form. He is just in his cloak form, and he can use his cloak form with his tail beast form. And then Sasuke says, "You've lost, Lee." And basically Lee is that, "Not yet." And basically what he does is that he actually starts using lava release, even though he doesn't have much well, anything left to use against Sasuke. He actually creates lava. Even though he's paralyzed, it doesn't mean he can't destroy his surroundings and well, distort. That's what I meant, not destroy, distort his surroundings. And Lee can do that just by standing on something, and he starts creating lava around him and Sasuke. So Sasuke would instantly lose, because if he falls into that lava, he's dead. And what Sasuke does is that he actually knocks out Lee, so Lee couldn't do anymore. And the earth was actually really hot, which Sasuke had to actually take Lee and jump out there. And Lee was pretty hot too, because he was just using lava release, and Sasuke just threw him on the ground and said, "I won." That's it. And basically now Sasuke is in the semi-finals of the finals, so he'll be versing Naruto. Anywho, just saying, the attack will be a bit later because they're still preparing themselves. And Orochimaru says, "I want to see how strong you can be, and let's see if you can beat all the Jinchuriki that you're going to go up against, since pretty much everyone that is in here is a Jinchuriki." Anywho, now Naruto is up against I meant not Naruto. The next fight should be, and just saying, I just realized something, and I'm not sure if this is right, but I believe that this would be pretty cool to see. But I apologize for this mistake, but at the beginning of the video I did say that I made a lot of mistakes in this way. Sorry. Anywho, now Shikamaru versus Sakura actually begins, and Sakura is ready to annihilate Shikamaru, and Shikamaru would not give Sakura the win because she is not an easy opponent. And so Shikamaru begins by actually creating, Sakura who wants to win, she actually begins by turning the whole entire battlefield into sand, which Shikamaru wasn't expecting. But then what she did is that she actually she can still use her shadow possession jutsu, but not Sakura was actually creating quicksand, but at the same time Shikamaru's shadow possession was actually getting to Sakura, but she jumps back, and Shikamaru is actually trapped in the in the quicksand. But at the same time Shikamaru has a plan, so she actually goes into a 8-tails form, just like Killer Bee did when they were actually breaking the barrier, you know, Naruto and Killer Bee. Yeah, so she did the same thing, and she's already out of the quicksand, and she actually blitzes Sakura. Sakura goes into her full tail beast form, which is actually pretty big and takes pretty much the whole entire stadium up. But Shikamaru actually one-shots Sakura, and Sakura's out cold. Yes, the battlefield returns to normal, and Sakura lost. I know this was the quickest fight out of all of them, but so Shikamaru was not wasting any time, and she wants to get to the finals to verse Naruto, because she knows that Naruto will win his next fight, because it's Naruto. There's no way Sasuke can beat him unless he has some next up technique up his sleeve. Anywho, now it's Hinata versus Shino, which is actually pretty impressive. Hinata is the 3-tails and Shino is the 7-tails, even though Shino is the third strongest tail beast or Jinchuriki out there. So Hinata stands no chance pretty much. Shino actually begins with actually surrounding Hinata with her his bugs, but then Hinata actually uses her rotation to actually get rid of the bugs, but one of them actually survived and was already on Hinata's back and bit her. But Hinata didn't really feel it, but they began their fight, and Shino wasn't really good at taijutsu, so he was getting beaten up pretty bad until Hinata actually felt the chakra drain and the poison, and she realized that one of the bugs must have bit her, and Shino actually takes this opportunity to actually knee Hinata in the guts and then punch her in the face to actually send her back. And Hinata's pretty much out of the fight because she has no chance of winning now because she is actually poisoned. So Shino wins the fight, and the next fight begins. It's actually Naruto versus Sasuke, and Naruto's not looking forward to this fight because Sasuke is just a two-tails according to him, and he should be weaker than Tsuki, but he doesn't know Sasuke is actually stronger than Tsuki because of his hacks. Anywho, Sasuke actually begins by normal taijutsu, and Naruto does the same, and the fight is pretty equal for now until Sasuke actually uses his cloak, and Naruto realizes that this cloak is no joke, and that rhymed, and it's not easy to actually fight someone with this cloak. It's like basic KCM, just that it's TCM, you could say. No wait, it's MCM. Matatabi Chakra Mode. You see? I'm too sick. Anywho, now Naruto really couldn't keep up with this one until he actually started using some of the Nine-Tails chakra, which no one really saw. It was just, he didn't really use it. His chakra wasn't bubbling up. It was just the Nine-Tails chakra was taking it to increase his speed, and he was actually able to dodge Sasuke. And Sasuke's like, but how? And basically then Naruto blitzed Sasuke with body flicker and kneed him in the chest, but then realized that Naruto was starting to burn. Naruto realizes that he started to burn, and what he did is he jumped back, and he created 100 clones again, and they all used body flicker around Sasuke, and Sasuke was pretty confused until Sasuke used his trump card, which was actually to create a fire ring around the battleground, and he did, and he increased the heat, and then he actually started emitting fire out of his body to actually destroy all the clones until there was only one Naruto left, and the original wasn't the only one left. But then Naruto says, if you use fire, I'll use water. And basically what he did is that he actually he actually jumped up in the ground, and what he did is that he said water style, water dragon jutsu, and basically out of the ground a water dragon actually just popped out, and basically the water dragon actually went around the fire, and basically he actually he put out the fire, that's for sure, and there was a lot of steam. Sasuke could see through the steam, and Naruto really couldn't, and he realized that he had to use his sensory abilities to actually win this fight. And now that he's only using sensory abilities, he's actually closed his eyes in case he gets put under genjutsu. He doesn't know that perfect Jinchuriki are immune to genjutsus because he just became a perfect Jinchuriki 3 days ago, so he doesn't know, and he hasn't really been talking to the Nine-Tails too much, only like once after the fight, but it is what it is. And so Naruto was dodging Sasuke's attacks just by sensing him, and then Sasuke actually decided to go all out and use his two-tails form, not the full two-tails. You know how just like Naruto's full-tails cloak, yeah, it's basically in two-tails with two-tails. And imagine it blue. Imagine it blue and with the seals around it. Yeah, so after this, Naruto realized that he's in trouble, and if he doesn't do something, he's going to get annihilated. So what he does is that he uses the technique that he used in on Kakashi, and this technique, no, he didn't use on Kakashi here. What I meant is a technique that he used against Kakashi in What If Naruto Escaped the Village, or abandoned the village. No, escape the village. Yeah, escape the village. Yeah. He basically used a B-Tech Almighty Push. Basically, Almighty Push, just that it's a wind technique. Yeah. So what he does is that he does the same thing to Sasuke, and he calls it. I'm pretty sure it was wind style, wind propulsion. I'm not sure. I just made that new name up. Yeah, let's call it that. Wind style, wind propulsion. Like when you get propelled somewhere else. Yeah. Wind propulsion. I don't know if that's a word, but as I said, the Weeb King's Dictionary of Oxford, Circus of North London, East London, and North England, West England, yeah, that thing, yeah, it's in there, so it's fine. Anywho, I'm just saying, it's not true. Anywho, Naruto uses the wind propulsion, and Sasuke gets blown back, and all the mist, well, the steam gets blown away, and Naruto is actually in the middle of the thing with his mask actually being half broken now, and his eyes actually showing. He has blue eyes. Oops, he has blue eyes, but no one really recognizes him, and that's where I'm gonna end it off. This is a cliffhanger. No one knows what's gonna happen next. Even I don't know. Maybe I'm going to make Naruto lose. Anywho, hope you all enjoyed it. Please take care, stay safe. This was the King of Weebs here, and I want to shout out Kazama again. Kazama just hit 2,000 subscribers in September. His end of year goal was reached 3 months before. You see, man had to count there. That's how bad my knowledge is gone. Anywho, hope you'll enjoy that. I know I made a lot of mistakes, especially during the Chunin exam bit, but I'll allow it. Anywho, hope you all enjoyed it. Please take care, stay safe. This was the King of Weebs there. Subscribe to Ratreet and Miniman123, and also follow Shokiro on Instagram, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and join my Discord server, link in the description below. All the links are in the description below. And my ducklings, you're dismissed. This was a late upload, a lot of mistakes made, and it is what it is. You learn from your mistakes, and I've learned that I should not really script on my phone, and I should script somewhere else and save it there, but I don't really have a device with much space. Anyway, hope you all forgive me. Anyways, I have left a picture of what the actual tuning exam things are gonna be, the matchups, and if it's wrong, I'm sorry, but it is what it is. And hope you all enjoyed it. Please stay safe. This was the King of Weebs, and peace. My ducklings, you're dismissed.